With the contest of mating and the challenges of raising young accomplished, organisms settle into the routine of living during the long days of summer in Michigan. Both still and running water attract life of all kinds. Below this relatively calm surface lives a colony of animals many people have never heard of. This gelatinous mass is called a bryozoan. To learn more about this strange life form, I spoke with Professor Ben Berger.
Can you tell me a little bit about what a bryozoan is?
Yeah, so bryozoans are a group of invertebrates that are colonial organisms.
Each colony is made up of thousands of individuals called zooids. Zooids feed by waving their cilia-lined lophophores through the water.
Lophophore is like an appendage that comes out of the little zooid that has basically tentacles on it that are able to capture detritus and floating phytoplankton in the water and then eat that. In freshwater systems, they'll form like a gelatinous blob. And that kind of helps to basically create as many of those lophophores up in the water column to cause like sort of currents going around that. And they'll often, like I've seen in freshwater systems, they'll often like be a stick or something like sticking out of the water. So they're a little bit up off the floor of the lake or the river. So they get a little bit more of a current to filter feed. So they go back over about 400 million years in the fossil record. So they've been around on Earth for a very long time. Bryozoans are pretty standard. So even when you see some of these ones, even before the age of dinosaurs and ones that you have living today, a lot of them are very, very similar. They are kind of like looking back in time. Each zooid is hermaphroditic. It both has the ability to produce sperm and to produce eggs. So they're kind of really interesting because they have this component of asexual reproduction to create the colony. And then sexual reproduction in producing these little larvae that they send out to start new colonies. So it's kind of a weird lifestyle that they have. Their strategy has been to basically develop these colonies of clones. Mammals, and especially vertebrates, are prone to things like cancer, which is problems and mechanisms that go wrong in sort of cellular reproduction. And a lot of times there's a lot of genetic disorders and things like that because we rely on sexual reproduction. Bryozoans don't have to worry about that as much because they're basically just, making little clones. So they're kind of doing a different strategy than most other organisms that are out there.
Nature is filled with different answers to the question, how does one survive and reproduce? Bryozoans are an example of an answer to that question that shows the boundless ingenuity of life. It's amazing to me that I can be sharing the world with such a radically different and alien-seeming life form. We have completely different ways of living, and our evolution is separated by unimaginable spans of time. But here we are, both alive and well on the very same river, on the very same day, on this giant organism we call Earth.